Okay, so this is how I edit my house pictures, since everybody always asks. I'll show you all the apps that I use and how I use them. Okay, so to start out with, depending on if the picture needs to be brightened or not, usually it always needs to be brightened like somewhere in the picture, so I always brighten with Snapseed. So I'll open up Snapseed. I already have the picture in here that I took of my dining room, so I always brighten in here. I go down to Tools, and you can use brush depending on the space. I go over to exposure. I try not to go above the 3. Sometimes you can use the 7 depending on like how dark the space is, but like even right here you can see that it's like really, this is pretty bright. I mean, I would use it in like the corners of the walls, just anywhere it's super dark. So I'm going to start with a 3. And I'll start using the 3 for the really dark areas, like right here in the centerpiece and the table. Definitely this wall back here, my ceiling. Pretty much everywhere in here is actually really dark. My dining room is like the worst place to photograph in the house. So I'm just kind of like brushing my finger all over the screen, just brightening up all these areas. Then I press the check mark. And then if it's still looking dark, like I think this is still too dark, I'll go to Tools again, go to Brush, Exposure, bring it down to a 3 again, and use that same exact brush to go over the 3 I already did. I think it's a more gradual brightener, because the 7 is like all at once, and this one it just makes it a little bit softer, so it's not as like grainy. This one will be a little bit grainy just because this is the worst place to photograph in my house. And then another option for brightening is Tools. I really like this Selective. So once I hit that, I'm going to press anywhere I think it's too dark, definitely on this wall over here. And I'm going to use my 2 fingers, and I can make this larger or smaller. So I'll do it about that much. And then I slide left or right. So brightness, darkness. And I'll definitely brighten it up a little bit. And then you can press the check mark, and you can keep redoing that basically anywhere you want that you feel is too dark. It's just really hard not to wash this area out because it's so dark over here. I'm going to go back over that same spot and try and brighten it. Okay, so I brightened what I could. It definitely looks a little bit better. So before I put my, my preset over it, I like to, because my preset is so warm, I like to kind of bring the saturation down like a lot because it'll make up for itself in the other app. So I'll use Selective again. I'll go to that same spot just where it looks too warm, like it's way too beigey over here, and then I'm going to swipe down and go to saturation and just bring that down until it's the actual color of my wall, which is kind of like a grayish. I'll just do that again. Just bring down the saturation, and definitely on these plates. Okay, so I brought down the saturation a lot. You can also do the saturation, or I think I do temperature when I use the brush, and it's basically the same thing. Okay. I go to export. We'll save that. Okay, so then the next app I use is Lightroom, and that is where the preset is. I bought this preset from Etsy. It's called Vibrant Mulled, I think that's how you say it, wine. I love it. I use it for like everything. I have to scroll all the way down to get it, but it's right here. Presets, I like them. Once I find a good one. I felt like I had to go through a lot to get a really good one. That kind of works for almost all my pictures, but I definitely have to tweak it. You'll see, because it's going to look crazy. Okay, so that's like not the look we're going for. So I'm just going to try and tone it down myself. I always like to bring the contrast down. Basically, I just kind of mess with it. This is why it's so hard to like tell y'all how I edit my pictures, because it honestly just depends on the picture. Like my bedroom, sometimes I don't even need to adjust this. And then my dining room, I'm like, trying to fix this train wreck. I'm going to bring the white down a lot because it's so washed out. Try to avoid the washed out look, but it's kind of hard. Okay, adjust the temperature because it's just way too warm. And I can always go back in and adjust the temperature in Snapseed. Because if I bring this too far down, it's like blue. If I bring it too far up, it's like orange. So it's like you gotta kind of get it right in the middle. Oh. Okay, I always bring the clarity down. I hate clarity. It makes it look so grainy. Usually I sharpen in, okay, I guess it's called Visco. I've been calling it VSCO, so sorry. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. They have, oh, here it is, noise reduction. If I like went hard on the brightening, sometimes I'll use noise reduction just because it starts looking a little grainy. Okay, so I'm gonna bring the vibrance down. That's probably as good as we're gonna get for right now. So I'll save that, and then last app. Come on. Okay. So then I use Visco. I was trying out filters in there. Okay. So then I import into Visco, and then I use Visco for sharpening because I think it does the best job without making it look too choppy. And then definitely this adjust feature with this X and Y thing is the best. I can't find this on any other app. This one's the greatest. So instead of just like straightening like that, this one you can like seriously go into detail and really line this stuff up. Just depending on, I don't even know how I want it. And just kind of straightening it out. Okay. So we'll save that. And honestly, I'll probably just take this back into Snapseed one more time, just because it's looking kind of Okay, so I'm going to go back to selective, get rid of this warmness, try and brighten it up a little. I really just try and get it back to, I try and brighten it up because the room is pretty dark, but I try and get everything back to the color it really is in person. Like, obviously my walls are not orange, but while still keeping it much brighter than it does look in person. Okay. All right. And that's pretty much all I'll do to that one. And that's it.